Here to go over the Speed 400 for you, man. If you have any other questions besides anything I go over, just let me know. So first things first, I'll show you. So if you want to check your oil on this one, Zach, you just come down here on the right side of the bike and you've got your sight glass right here. If you look at it on the right side, there's two, it's kind of hard to see on the video, but you'll see on yours, there's two lines on the right. You always want to make sure your oil is in between those two. Never check your oil while it's on the side stand. Always check it while it's upright, and make sure the bike's been running for like 5 minutes or so before you check your oil. If you get off of a ride and you're checking it, let the bike cool down for about 8 minutes. If you want to get your seat off, on the left side of the bike, there's a key slot. Here, Nick, if you just want to kind of show them, it's right here. Right here, just pop your key in, twist towards the rear, lift the seat up from the rear. There you go. You got your battery, which we've already got the battery tender installed, which is right here on yours. You can just use a regular lead acid battery lead like I was telling you on the phone earlier, Zach. And then to get it back on, you just guide this piece up under here and this spike into this hole here. Thanks, Nick.
De nada.
And you'll hear it kind of click in when you know you're good. And then just kind of give it a yank and you know you're all good. We've also got the gas cap. Just twist your thumb here, pop your key in, boom, pretty standard. You can run, I recommend premium, Zach, is what I would put in at 93. But if you're in a pinch and you need 87, that works too. They're tuned for that, but we just prefer 93. Think the bike will run better. You also have a USB-C port right here on the side, as I'm sure you've already seen. And then if you want, if you're ever looking to see what your tire pressure is, I think I'll take it and I'll show them.
Yeah.
You can see your tire pressure on a sticker right here. You can see at the top right, kind of over here where it says 26 PSI, and right there where it says 33. So that's just letting you know what your factory recommended tire pressure is. The top numbers for the front, bottoms for the rear. You also have your VIN on a sticker. It's also engraved on the neck. Right there. Here, Nick.
Yeah.
And then steering lock. So, you want to come show them the key real quick? So if you want to lock your steering, Zach, turn the handlebars like they are to the left. With your key in the ignition, press down and turn to the left.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of, you'll see there's a locking position and you're good. Now, turn it on.
And sometimes you may have to jiggle the bars a little bit back and forth. That'll help it get out of that lock position.
Yeah. Thank you, Nick. So show these lights on the screen here. So we got a couple lights. You'll notice, and when you ride, so the traction control and ABS light, they're always going to be on until you roll about 5 miles an hour. Then once you get to 5 miles an hour, they'll turn off. If you're going faster than 5 miles an hour and one of those lights is on, just give us a call and we'll take a look at it. Your check engine light here and your oil fill or your oil level light, they're always going to be on until you fully crank the bike. So if you watch, and then they disappeared and then they come back off when you kill it. So if you see those on when the bike's actually running, like started, cranked up, give us a call as well. We've got our bright switch right here. Turn them on. So that's to toggle them. If you want to flash them, you can just press it towards the bar.
I didn't know you could.
So you got toggle, flick away from the handlebars, hold.
Momentary.
Yeah, momentary, click towards the bar. You got your blinkers here. They're not self-canceling, so just make sure you press in to turn the blinkers off. You got your horn, obviously. This info button, I'll show you here in a sec. This is your kill switch, fuel pump prime, which you kind of hear that whine. And then your starter. You can hold the clutch in and start it with this, or you cannot hold the clutch in. It'll still fire up. If your kickstand's down and you're in gear, the bike won't start. But if your kickstand's up and you're in gear, it'll start. If you start the bike in neutral with the kickstand down and then like kick into gear, it'll kill the bike. It's just a safety feature. So I always tell people if you're in gear, make sure your kickstand's up, otherwise the bike won't start.
Hazards.
Then hazards, right there, just flick them towards the center of the bike and then they turn on. And then now I'll kind of show you. So this info button here is how you can cycle through this section of the screen here. So first thing on our screen is odometer. The gear indicator, your tachometer, and your fuel level and time, those are always gonna stay on the screen. It's just this little section here that swaps.
And the time is a 24-hour clock?
Yeah, it's only a 24-hour clock too. So you got odometer was on the first screen. Now we have trip 1, we have trip 2. If you want to reset your trip, just hold down that I button here for about 2 seconds, and you see how it reset. Yeah, there you go. And then we have miles per gallon. So this one here with just the gas tank is going to show you what you're averaging in gas on the current ride you're on. This one where it adds the little circle with the line through it, it's kind of small, but you can see it there. This is going to show you what you're averaging in gas over the entire life of the bike, as long as you've ridden it. So it'll keep that data. If you want to reset this, you can just hold down this I, just like you're resetting your trip, and it'll reset that if you want to kind of like, after the first service, a lot of people do that. This will show you miles to empty. So usually getting about 175, 180 miles to a tank on these bikes. Traction control. So this is letting you know that your traction control is on. Traction control on. You can turn it off. So if you want to turn off your traction control, with this I button here, hold it down for 5 seconds and release. If you don't release, nothing will happen. So watch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I release the button and you see how it went from TTC on to TTC off. And if you look here, there's a line with through the traction control. That's just letting you know that your traction control is off. I really only recommend to do this if you're going to maybe do a gravel road or ride off-road on it. Otherwise, keep your traction control on. To turn it back on, same process. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. You see it went from TTC off back to TTC on, and the light here is showing no line through it. And then you have set here. So this is where you can set your time and units. Hold down the I button again for like 3 seconds. Takes you to the clock. If you want to change your clock, hold the I button down again for about 3 seconds. And then you see the time right there starts flashing, and you can kind of pick that. And then when you're done, you just don't press anything and it'll stop. And then if you want to change your units, that's where you can go. And if you want to change to kilometers or US or UK or EU. So got all those options. And then once you do that, it just goes back to your odometer. And that's pretty much everything, Zach. If there's anything I missed, just give me a shout and I can go over anything. Thanks.